Good afternoon, 7th period class. I am recording your class today because we do have a large number of students who are out sick, being wintertime. Of course, you know there's going to be some sickness. So I've decided to record some classes so that they will be able to keep up. If you do not have permission to be on the camera, please don't cross in front. I want you to ask questions. I want you to participate in discussion. I want you to ask the questions that you think someone at home might ask. Okay? Because they're not here to raise their hand and ask me questions. I will be posting the video on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. I'll be posting that link on our Facebook homework page and our Google Classroom. Again, if you don't want to be on the video, make sure you don't cross the path of the camera. And also, if you don't want your voice to be on the camera, don't say anything too loud. You know, you can mouth answers to me. I know I'm talking probably a little bit louder than usual. I don't have an external mic on the camera. So, if I sound like I'm yelling at you, I'm sorry. I don't mean to. I'm just trying to talk loud enough that whoever's watching the video at home can hear what we're saying. Again, I encourage you to ask questions just like you would if I were not recording, okay? We're going to talk about functions today. Now, I realized last week while I was out sick that you went over this lesson a little bit. But just to satisfy my own mind, before I move on, I want to make sure that you understand the basics of functions, okay? Now, a math teacher that I used to have, he's real comical, real funny. He told us one time when he started talking to us about function machines, he said he was talking about growing up as a boy, that he lived close to the river. And after school every day, they thought it was kind of fun to go down to the meat processing plant. And he said they would look in the window. Now, y'all remember last week I drew a picture of a function machine with a pig, and the pig goes in and out comes bacon. Well, at this meat processing plant, he said they didn't have air conditioners, so the windows were open. The boys could stand outside and, watch in and see what was going on. He said, at the end of the day, the meat parts and this and that were on the floor, they'd sweep them up. Whatever parts was laying around on the machines, they'd sweep that up, gather that up, put it in their function machine, their meat processing machine. Whatever went in, came out bacon. Or, I'm sorry, not bacon. Came out bologna.
I'm getting ready bologna.
Came out hot dogs and bologna.
Oh,
Potted meat.
I used to like hot dogs.
All right, now listen. That was back in the 50s or 60s before they had Food and Drug Administration regulations that said, I don't think so. You can't do that. Now what we eat, you can buy beef bologna, and of course it comes from beef. Okay, and the other, if you read on bologna, it comes from pork, chicken, and other parts, regular bologna. So don't let that upset you about eating bologna. If you want to go home and have a bologna sandwich, then go to it. But that's the way it used to be when he was a boy. And I tell you that story to tell you what goes in the function machine. Your output is a function of whatever this machine is telling it to do. Okay? That's why we call this a function machine. You get something you put in. There's a rule here that tells a machine what you're supposed to do to this product. And then you get your output. Now, I want you to understand that input X is also the domain. The output is the range. Okay? We've already talked about domain and range. So now we're going to get gross again with our math today. And I'm going to have you kind of have it your way. This is the time when you get to have things your way. You get to pick your own numbers. Okay? For your domain, you're going to get to pick your own numbers. Now, my suggestion for how do I pick the numbers is you pick your numbers like you pick your nose. Gross math today, I'm telling you kids. Functions are always fun to teach. You want something small, and you pick at random. Nobody schedules an appointment to pick their nose, right? You just do it when you feel the urge. Just like, you pick it and grin it, okay? You pick your numbers like you pick your nose. You pick at random, and you want something small. Now, what's going to happen next is we're going to be graphing. So why I'm telling you to pick something small, you want positives and negatives. Now, I've got 5 numbers up here. Yes?
Can we do the same thing that you're doing on the board? Can we just do your numbers?
Yes, you can. You can. Now, the thing that you notice here from the tables that we did just a week or 2 ago is we were using X and Y. Remember that? We were using X and Y. We were talking about a coordinate plane. Well, we're still using X and Y. The thing is f of X is just another way to say Y. So now we're getting X and f of X. Okay? Just like if you put a pig in here, you get bacon. So if this morning we had a calling card problem where you are using a calling card to minutes on a calling card. Y'all got the track phones or whatever they're called where you got to buy minutes for your phone? Some of you do. Some of you may have unlimited. Well, anyway, what happens is you get charged so much per minute for that phone. Well, this is the number of minutes you talk, and this would be your charge. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you an example of something that kind of struck with me when I was looking at this earlier. There was a guy at Walmart last night, and they were announcing, please come to the produce aisle. And he had this little booth set up, and he was selling knives. Okay? So we're going to pretend that his knives were $15, or that he was going to make $15 off of every knife that he sold. Okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put into our machine, our input is a 2. So it comes through my processor. And I am replacing X with that -2. Excuse me, not 2, -2. I'm replacing X with -2. What comes out? What is my output? 15 times -2 is, come on,
-30.
-30. All right, so let's say this is it's really related to the guy last night. What could the -2 mean?
He was ugly.
No. It could mean that he had a crowd of people there, and if 2 people walked away, that he lost $30. If 2 people weren't interested in his sales pitch and they walked away, he lost $30 before he even got started. Okay? What about if only 1 person walked away? What's 15 times -1? -1. Yeah, come on. -15. So if only 1 person out of the crowd walked away, we know that he only lost $15. What if nobody walked away? Does that mean he made any money?
No.
It just
No.
means to say the same.
It just means that they listened to his sales pitch. So if his group stayed there and they listened to his sales pitch but nobody bought anything, how much money did he get? Zero. He got nothing, honey. Alright, so how about here? How about one person said, you know what? I like the way this knife thingy looks, and I'm going to buy one.
So you got $15?
15.
Well, let's look at it and see. 15 times 1. So how much money did he get?
He got 15.
15 bucks. He only earned 15 bucks for that 30-minute speech on how good his product is.
I do a speech.
Come back. Okay, so what if two people, y'all can tell I'm not left-handed. What if two people bought his product? 30 bucks. Alright, so I want you thinking function. I want you thinking function. Something is a function of something. Your height, your weight is genetically traced to your parents. If your parents are tall, you're a function of your parents. You're probably going to be tall. If your parents are short, you are a function of your parents, so you are going to be short. Possibly.
So
What if one's
What
tall
if
and one's short?
Yeah, I was about to say
You
that.
reckon my mom?
You could be in between. You don't know.
That's kind of like me. My daddy's 5'8", my mom is 5'3".
In math class, your grades are a function of the time you spend studying. If you want your grade to increase, what does that time need to do? Increase. Yeah. So think about something as a function of something else, okay? A garden. How your garden grows is a function of what?
How much time you spend in it.
How much time you spend in it. Could
How
be a
much
function of water, a function
Sunlight.
of sunlight,
Nutrients in the soil.
nutrients in the soil. So think about things as being a function of something else, okay? Now let's get rid of our function machine. I want to ask you another question now. What if I just gave you a rule? And let's say I ask you to find f of -7 if f of x equals 3x plus 4. What do you do with that? Think about what-
-7.
Say it again.
3 times -7.
Replace x, substitution, with -7.
Equals -21. Plus 4.
Okay? So what is our function?
Set -17.
How did you get that?
21, I added 4. Or negative.
-21 plus 4. You've got to know your integer rules. Different signs subtract. Y'all remember our row, row, row your boat song?
No.
Same signs add and keep, different signs subtract. Sing with me. Keep the sign of the larger number, then it will be exact. Okay? Same signs add and keep, different signs subtract. Keep the sign of the larger number, then it will be exact. Okay, integer rules. That's for adding and subtracting. Alright, so now I'm going to give you, were you still writing?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Find f of -7 for f of x equals 3x plus 4.
21 plus,
4.
and then all the at the bottom is 7.
Yes. Any questions about anything we've done while everybody's getting caught up writing? Anything? Is there anything you don't understand? Remember, you got sick folks at home watching the video and they can't ask me a question right this minute. So if you're thinking it, I need you to ask it. Okay, you're not asking. Ma'am, tell me what you don't understand. Tell me, can you be more specific?
All you do is add.
I don't know.
All you do is add the numbers on the left. Yeah. I mean,
Multiply here.
You multiply, then you,
Okay, and then you got negative 21. Okay. I was wondering. I didn't know. Hey.
Multiply here. And then you add 4.
Yeah. Then if it's negative 21 plus 4, how did you get negative 17?
because
Okay.
it's negative 21. You put in.
Look here on the chart.
Oh
If
yeah,
I-
because okay, never mind. I get it.
Okay. All right, any questions at all? Any other questions? All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a function rule, and you get to pick your values, okay? You get to pick your values. I used 5 here. You get to choose 4 values. I'm going to spell that out. Remember, you're on camera.
You have problems,
No.
Whatever y'all are doing, stop. Okay, you get to pick your values like you pick your nose.
You want to write that down?
Yes.
I think so.
Okay, I'm going to leave the camera rolling. I'm going to give you about 1 minute and 30 seconds. I want you to take this function and I want you to create a function table like we created to the right just a minute ago. Got a blank function table there. Something we didn't do is state the domain and range, and we'll do that on this problem.
Do you want us to write the table down again?
Yes, I want you to write a new table. Don't forget, pre-AP vocabulary definitions due on Thursday. Those are up here on the right side of the board. I don't think they're in camera range, but you can find them on our Quizlet. It's also linked on the Facebook homework page and your Google Classroom, so you can get your definitions easily. Test will be either matching or multiple choice or a combination. Okay, I think you've had about 1.5 minutes now. So tell me, what am I going to do? What am I going to do, Haley?
Right there,
Mhm.
why you said the X, put 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, what about right here?
And then, what? You put
X, 4x minus 1.
Right there.
F of x equals 4x minus 1. That's our function rule.
Yeah, that's what.
That's our function rule. Okay, so what values do you want?
1, 2, 3, and 4.
1, 2, 3, and 4. Pick one of those, because I'm going to let some other folks pick some values too. I'm looking for some negative numbers too. You want 2?
Sure.
Okay. So tell me what I do with that 2.
F, and then in the parentheses put 2.
Uh-huh.
And then equals 4, and then put a small 2. And then minus 1.
Okay. Now what?
4 times
6.
4 times 2 is
4 times 2 is 8.
8.
Yeah.
Add
What is 8 minus 1?
7.
Okay, so now let me get somebody, Trent, give me a negative number.
-1.
-1. So F of -1 equals 4 times -1 minus 1. What do I do with that?
It would be 4, it would be 3, -3.
What's this product?
4, it would be
Is it -4?
-4 minus
-1
1.
would be -3.
Negative, which one? -5, -3.
-5.
Why -5?
Because you add,
Because he said it. He's smarter than me.
Because what?
they're both negatives.
They're both negative, same signs, add and keep. Okay, so now let's get, Lexi, give me a positive number. 3. Okay, tell me what to do.
4 times 3.
Don't get choked up now.
4 times 3 is, I'm pretty sure it's 18. No, it's not.
12.
Okay, it's 12.
I
4
knew
times
that.
3 is 12, minus 1 is 11.
11.
Okay? And one more negative number. Logan, give me a negative number.
-5.
-5.
Any number you want.
What do I do with -5 now?
You
Okay,
put
you
it
put F
into the
and
S.
then -5 in the parentheses,
Uh-huh.
and then equals 4, and then 5, and then you put 5 in parentheses by the 4, and then -1,
Minus
Okay?
and then 4
times
times
negative
5 is -20,
Yeah.
minus 1 is
That's plus, so it
Not
would be
negative
negative
21.
negative 21.
Okay, now we said just a minute ago, that's our 4 numbers. We said just a minute ago that our domain is represented by our x coordinates. Our range is our f of x, or our output. So tell me, what is my domain for this function?
2, -1, 3, and -5.
And my range?
7, -5, 11, and -21.
Ugh. 7, -5, 11, -21. Okay, now. Hey, come in. Yeah, you just pull up a chair wherever you want to. Okay. Normally, and how I learned to list my domain and range is in numeric order. Okay? What would the numeric order be for my set of numbers that are in the domain?
-1, -5, for 2 and 3.
Are you sure?
Not
No.
completely.
Try again.
2, 3, negative,
What's the smallest number?
-5.
-5, then.
-1,
Uh-huh.
2, and 3.
Good. Now, what about this set?
-21, -5,
7,
7,
11.
and 11.
Okay. Good. Good, good, good. All right, so one more problem to go, and I'm going to try to make this real. Has anybody ever taken any kind of lessons in here?
What do you mean?
Lessons of some kind. What you taking?
Stupid items.
Scuba diving lessons.
Oh, them lessons.
I'm practicing
Don't
the
judge
part
me.
of that class.
So Jackson I'm gonna guess maybe underwater biology in your future?
No, he just wants to scuba dive.
Who knows? He might be the next Jacques Cousteau.
I don't know who
Who's
that
that? I don't know who that is.
Find it out. Alright, so scuba diving.
Underwater.
Scuba, if I can spell scuba.
is.
S-C-U-B-A.
What was a weird thing?
Mine?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't like weird faces.
Haley, you ain't got no rooftop.
Oh. I love you too, Gabby.
Y'all, we don't care. I don't care. They need to hear my beautiful voice, don't they?
Oh, yes, because you have such a one, right?
I do.
Oh, yes.
You better tell me. I have a beautiful voice.
No.
have homework, y'all, just
Everybody shut up.
Parents, this is why I ask for you to come and visit my 7th period class. If you are a parent of a child in my 7th period class, I welcome you to come visit.
My mom's gonna watch it.
Okay,
Come on, Mom.
I never
so what I want you to do, we know that the cost of the lesson, cost is a function of the number of lessons. Cost is a function of the number of lessons. Yeah, go ahead and write this down. Because this is not an example in your text.
Is that an L or an E?
It is an L.
It's a cursive L.
Cost is a function of the number of lessons. Write a function rule for the situation. Write a function rule for the situation. When you think you know what that rule is, give me a signal.
75,
Okay?
and then, can we still use X?
But
You gotta
75
use
times 8.
L.
C and L? Okay, well, 75, wait, no,
C,
75 goes and then L in parentheses, and then equals 75, and then, would you put, 8 in parentheses?
Plus,
Plus 8. Oh, plus 8.
Why would it be plus 8 if you're times it?
Because it says
Oh,
plus.
it says my bad, I'm
plus.
sorry.
plus
And
what?
then- Plus
Plus
8
$8
per lesson. So, times 8 lessons.
8 times L.
8 times L. You can put the L in parentheses if you want to. Okay, so that's our function rule. So let's say the scuba diving teacher comes in and he's teaching Jackson his scuba diving lessons, and he says, you know what, you're doing a good job, and I think I can teach you everything you need to know in 13 lessons. I want you to evaluate for 13 lessons. Evaluate for 13 lessons, 30
Ooh, I
seconds.
got this.
Okay, we've had a little over 30 seconds. Have I got anybody that's getting anywhere? Yes, sir. Eli, what you got?
179.
Okay, tell me how you got it.
8 times 13 is 75.
I got that just like
8 times 13, you said?
Yep.
Okay.
and then
And then what?
work it out.
How?
Like 75 plus 8. times 13.
No, 8 times 13,
That's how I got it.
What's 8 times 13?
100 and, no wait, not 100. Not 140.
Remember your order of operations. You've got to do the multiplication first.
175, 179.
And what is 75 plus 104?
179.
So the cost of 13 lessons is $179. Now, some of you have a bad habit of writing something like this backwards. You write it $179. That is wrong. And I will count it wrong. Make sure you do this right.
How did you say that like that?
I'm special. Alright, so here's what I want you to do. Now, I know you may have already worked these problems, some of these problems, and if you did, great. If you worked them but didn't have a clue what you were doing, I want you to do them again. This is a chance for me to get a snapshot of if you understand this concept of this basic function lesson, okay? So on page 302, I want you to do problems 1 through 6, okay? Page 302, problems 1 through 6. Stop whistling. If you are at home watching the video, trying to keep up with us in class, I hope you feel better soon. I hope you were able to get some good notes from this, and I will see you in class.
Bye. Krista, that was hard. Maybe I need to.
Oh, yeah, no, that was.
Relays